In Austin, Texas, a dash cam-equipped motorist is signaled to proceed by a dump truck driver who appears to be experiencing difficulties. The motorist drives down a lengthy, winding hill to a traffic light at a busy intersection. Here, it's particularly difficult for vehicles in the rightmost lane to turn on red, which spells trouble for the driver of a gray sedan. Suddenly, the previously seen dump truck crashes into the gray sedan, shoving it across the intersection, colliding with several other cars and finally breaking through a concrete barrier. The truck then falls over 15 feet into a ravine and lands on its side. Fortunately, bystanders quickly rescue the truck driver before the vehicle catches fire, and emergency services soon arrive. The gray sedan's driver is treated for a concussion, and a 19-year-old in a red car that was side-impacted suffers a spinal injury. Thankfully, none of the involved parties, including the truck driver, face life-threatening injuries. Investigators later attribute the crash to brake failure on the truck. Despite the severe damage and multiple vehicles involved, it's fortunate that the outcome wasn't far worse. In 2015, a disturbing incident took place involving an intoxicated driver who, in a suicidal state, intentionally drove head-on into an oncoming truck. Remarkably, the driver survived the collision with injuries, and the event was captured by a dash cam.
State level, a similar plan in 2008 went nowhere, but Gridlock Sam says the new plan addresses the shortcomings of the original. Imagine life without owning a car. Apparently, an increasing number of Americans, especially young Americans, are getting by quite nicely without having a car of their own. In fact, the Public Interest Research Group, or PIRG, just did a study that ranks cities in terms of how many residents are car-free, or at least largely car-free, and
the driver was charged with DUI and attempted manslaughter. However, further details on the case's outcome remain unclear. This footage from 2019 shows a Chevrolet Silverado pickup truck speeding at over 100 miles per hour before crashing into the rear of a Nissan Altima. The crash resulted in a serious multi-vehicle accident on Interstate 15 in Tula, which killed a woman and severely injured another driver. The driver of the Chevrolet Silverado was charged with driving under the influence of drugs and causing the crash. He faces a second-degree murder charge and could receive a life sentence if found guilty. In Yuba City, California, a dashcam captures Lily Peterson riding with her husband Michael and two of their children. This seemingly ordinary family drive, filled with typical conversation, is about to take a dramatic turn.
They washed my truck to off me.
A car suddenly flies through the air, threading between hanging power lines, and lands bumper first directly in front of their vehicle.
Maybe nobody was in there.
Oh my God, Mike, can you just back up a bit?
Honey, just hold on.
Get out of the
Not gonna be able to do much.
Get out of the way, please.
Listen, will you stop it?
Yeah, so we are on the onstart of ramp on Yuba City, and there was a car that fell out the highway.
It didn't fall off. It jumped the whole road.
Michael, summoning his courage, decides to investigate, fearing the worst.
I'm afraid to go over there, but...
Onstart Road.
Okay, what's the difference in the vehicle?
It's a white car, I think, that's on fire.
To his surprise, Michael discovers a conscious 26-year-old woman in the wrecked vehicle who appears to have only minor injuries. She is taken to a nearby hospital. It turns out she lost control of her car as it sped up an overpass following a hit and run on the adjacent highway. The incident left a lasting impression on Lily and the entire family. It serves as a reminder that you never know what to expect when you're on the road. Dashcam footage captured the dramatic moment when a tornado ripped through a building in Lincoln, Nebraska in late April. According to the National Weather Service, the state experienced over a dozen tornadoes, which destroyed hundreds of homes and businesses. The building shown in the video, owned by Garner Industries, was struck by a tornado with wind speeds of 158 miles per hour. This harrowing event occurred on the morning of May 18, 2021, in West Pensacola, Florida. Captured by a dash cam from a nearby parked car, the video shows an 11-year-old girl kneeling on the grass waiting for her school bus. A white Dodge Journey is seen circling around her, but initially she remains unalarmed. Unbeknownst to her, the driver had malevolent intentions. The white car soon stops near the roundabout, and the driver exits the vehicle. He attempts to kidnap the girl, but she valiantly fights back. During the struggle, the man trips, and they both fall to the ground, allowing the girl a chance to escape. The man quickly returns to his car and flees the scene. Thanks to the dash cam capturing his license plate, police were able to arrest him that evening. The suspect was identified as 30-year-old Jared Paul Stanga, found to be carrying a knife and having a significant criminal background. Interestingly, his car appeared to have been recently painted, likely to evade detection. This incident followed a report made by the girl 2 weeks prior, claiming a man in a white car approached her at the same bus stop, a concern that was unfortunately not acted upon by her school. Stanga was charged with attempted kidnapping of a child under 13, aggravated assault, and battery. The girl, though shaken, was safe following the ordeal. In this next clip, a driver unexpectedly cuts in front of a semi-truck, causing the truck driver to lose control and tip over onto another car in the adjacent lane. This traumatic incident highlights the dangers of not checking rearview mirrors when turning. The fate of the person in the crushed car remains unknown. In Texas, a shocking incident was recorded where an 18-wheeler flipped off an expressway, landed upside down, and then caught fire. The police report that the truck collided with another vehicle, which caused it to go over the edge. Tragically, the 71-year-old driver of the truck did not survive the accident. In Dana Point, California, a dash cam captures a tense episode of road rage involving two vehicles. Their aggressive maneuvers escalate the risk for everyone nearby. The situation escalates at a stoplight, where it abruptly turns violent. This situation is about to take a turn for the worse as both parties start throwing punches at each other. In the chaos, the driver of the hatchback speeds away. Meanwhile, the pickup truck driver, who seems to have injured his head during the altercation, struggles to regain his composure before he too leaves the scene. This incident adds a harsh twist to what was already a perilous drive. A 2004 Subaru Forester XT is being driven down the Angeles Crest Highway in California by a man. This road has sections that are over 7,000 feet in elevation. The footage captures a crucial reminder of the need for constant vigilance while driving. Following the event, the driver acknowledged his miraculous escape from a potential catastrophe, claiming it gave him a new lease on life, as you'll soon discover. From the onset, it's clear the driver is not fully focused. He starts filming the surrounding landscape with his phone while driving, despite the dangerous heights that could drop as much as 7,000 feet just beside the road. After recording, he accelerates, a risky move in such treacherous conditions. His view soon becomes blocked by a tunnel, and he's unaware of the immediate dangers ahead. Exiting the tunnel, he's met with a sharp curve, loses control, and his vehicle begins to overturn.
Oh no! Oh no!
Fortunately, it stops against a rock wall built around a drainage pipe, which incredibly spares his life. Astoundingly, he emerges without a scratch, and emergency responders at the scene deem him extraordinarily lucky. The driver himself admits that he was distracted at a moment that demanded his utmost attention.